you stuck in the same position that you were 1 year ago? Are you looking to make a change? Are you looking to commit to yourself and actually do something different? Learn a new skill, step out your comfort zone. Because I made a change 5 years ago, and this is where I am today, and this is my story. So here's my story on how I went from making $3 a day to now making $3,000 a week. I grew up in South Africa, where opportunities were very few. I didn't have much going for me, and I had to get into work at a very young age. So I started work at the age of 14, earning just $3 per day, and that was mostly just on the weekends, just to have some extra money, just to get by, and just enjoy my childhood while I could. And this was, I was working around 7 to 9 hours per day, waking up about 3 a.m. every single morning. And what my friends got to enjoy, I was out there working. But this taught me a very important skill set. And this follows on to my next part of my story. So the next one, I found a job at a Gadget Time store, which is a retail shop. So that was basically just dealing with customers, selling cell phone cases, helping them, with technical side of things, which didn't really require much skill. It was just extra money. And this job was paying me around $5 per day. And this was between working 7 to 9 hours per day, and this was on weekends as well. And this was going through my ages when I wanted to enjoy life, during my teen years. And this taught me a very important skill set, dealing with customers. And the next job that I did, I was a pizza delivery man. As most people know in American movies, this was my job. This was my life. I was delivering pizza from 5 p.m. till 11 p.m. And working till 11 p.m. Why? Is because I wanted to work the last shift to make sure I delivered as many pizzas as I possibly could, because I got paid by tips and not by hour. So it doesn't matter how many hours I was there. If I didn't get any tips that day, I walk away with no money. And this, you had to work with your own car. So using my own money, sacrificing my own car that I was using, which, going for repairs, you have to pay for all of that. So if you got no money that day, technically you're losing money overall. This wasn't sustainable. And this, I had to realize I had to do something else. And this would generate me delivering pizza inconsistently around $150 to $200 every month. Hoping for a better future, I decided I'm going to venture into something that would pay me a salary plus potentially offer me a pension plan, which, in South Africa, you're always just looking for something that's going to sustain you. And this, I found a job promoting bodybuilding products. And this was generating me around $400 every month, which in South Africa was good at the time. I was around the age of 19, 20 years old, but this wasn't my passion. This wasn't what I wanted to do. So I went into the next thing. So the next thing that I did was that I was going to become a plumber. My gran once told me, you're very good with your hands, you're very practical. And I went into a skill that could potentially, one day, I could run my own business. And this seemed sustainable. I liked what I was doing. Every day was different, every day was a challenge, but the work was grueling. The work was not what I wanted to do. I was in the pits every day, cleaning people's toilets, taking pipes off toilets, getting the most grueling smell, long hours, my back was in pain. And I did this for 2 years, almost 2.5 years. And one day I was in the pit and I was digging a trench and I just put the shovel in and I just said, I can't fucking do this anymore, And that's when I just gave up the plumbing, which again, I didn't get my plumbing certificate. I got an apprenticeship plumbing certificate, but I never ended up finishing it, which I did take a risk again, because I just wasn't enjoying it. And doing this grueling work that I was doing, the hardship and the hard labor, I was earning around $150 per month, still managing to save some money, and because I was just so tired. So then I switched gears. Then I decided to do something completely different. I decided to go work in the hospitality industry, working as a waiter at a fine dining restaurant. And this was convenient for me because it was just up my road. So in order to get to work, sometimes I could walk there, sometimes my gran would take me there. I still at the time didn't have my own transport. And this job I excelled in. I did really well in, and I started to make good connections there, some really high-ended guests. And I was making between $800 to $1,000 every month. And in South Africa, that's a lot of money. So I was able to save quite a decent amount of money, but I knew being a waiter wasn't what I wanted to do. While I was working as a waiter, there was something that always stood out for me. People that worked on the yachts, the super yachts. And this was offered an opportunity as a South African. Being a South African passport holder, you're limited to opportunities, where you can go, where you can work. Because you need a visa for this, you need a certain type of skill set. So this for me seemed like a good opening. Something that I enjoyed doing, being out at sea, working on a yacht, earning $2,000 plus and having everything paid for. This seemed like a dream for me. So I decided to work at the restaurant for the next couple of months, earning as much money as I could. And I took this over to go buy myself my yacht course. And at the time, the yacht course was around $2,000, which in rands, it's 40,000 rand. That's a lot of money back in the day. So I decided to save up that money and save up just a little bit more for when I went overseas to have a plane ticket ready. And this is where everything fell apart. So I did my yachting course and everything was great. I had so much fun doing it. I enjoyed it. I met some really good people. And at the end of it, I got slapped with a bill when I tried to apply for my visa. That lady said to me on the phone, do you know that you need 120,000 Rand in your bank account to support you for the next 3 months in the country? And that's when everything shattered. I was in the darkest place for the next 7 months. Didn't know what to do because I spent all my money that I saved. Couldn't go back to the restaurant that I worked in, and I wasn't willing to risk it all in that moment. And I thought this was it, finally my break. And it wasn't. And basically from then, I had to go just sit in a hole and get myself into debt, got myself into mad overdraft debt, digging myself deeper and deeper, looking for the next job, looking for the next opportunity, but I wasn't settling for anything less than what I had. And eventually I got contacted by actually an agency which dealt with Dubai. And that's when I got a job in Dubai as a butler. And in the beginning I was scared because I didn't know what a butler was. I was a waiter before and I went to go work as a butler. And during that time, I was waiting for the job because they weren't hiring that time, and I dug myself deeper and deeper into debt. At the time, accumulating a debt of 20,000 Rand, which again, is not a lot of money to some people, but back then when you have nothing, $1,000 is a lot of money. And this is where one of the hardest challenges came in my life, but the best opportunity that's ever arose in my life was me moving to a new country, me working as a butler. Yes, the hours were tough. I was working as a slave, 17 to 20 hours a day, sometimes no off. But I had ambition, I had a goal, and that I needed to actually pay off my debt in the beginning. And eventually I wanted to actually buy a property in South Africa for 1 million Rand. That was my goal, and I stuck by it. And then I met a man named Owen who saw potential in me, that saw something bigger in me, and gave me an opportunity to grow as a person. And he had some similar businesses that he ran, some similar industries that I was interested in. And eventually I started working for him as a personal assistant, but slowly getting closer to what he does in his business side of things. And this grew me as a character, as a person. It allowed me to grow some skills that I needed to learn and push me to my limits. And now I'm surrounded by people with the same passion, the same drive as me, and it pushes me further to where I want to be. And I've come a long way, but there's so much more I need to do. Today, I'm in a constant place of learning, growing, and learning just new skills every day. It's taken a lot of long hours, a lot of setbacks, and a lot of failures to get to where I am today, and a lot of risks. But the most important thing that kept me by was that I was committed to myself, and I was committed to change, and I was committed to a new lifestyle. And the only way I'm going to get that is by staying true and working hard. So in the beginning days, I always try to find what's the next thing to make money. I just wanted to make some extra income with what I was doing. So I went into trading. As I found out a lot of people were doing this and a lot of people were making money. So I wanted to test it out for myself. And in the beginning, I was trading, losing money, buying lots of courses, and in essence, just gambling. As I had no risk management, no skill set, and just listening to other people. If someone entered that trade, I'm gonna enter that trade. And without doing proper back testing, without doing proper strategy involved, I was just losing money. Every little penny that I saved was just going down the drain. So where am I now? I'm a successful trader earning 6 figures every year. I trade during the day and I help build a personal brand. I built this through years of experience, through proper risk management and a solid strategy. But hey, you don't have to do this. You don't have to go through all the grueling hours. It wasn't an overnight success. But listen, with the right tools and the right strategy, you can accelerate this process. It's possible to achieve this a lot faster, but as I always say, make sure you have the fundamentals in place when you are starting off in your journey. For me, I personally use a tool called Trades AI, and Trades AI has helped me just take out a lot of the guesswork, and this has allowed me to focus on trading, personal life, and building a brand. After 5 years of consistent learning and refining my strategy, I am now a profitable trader, and now I earn 6 figures every year. And this is my story. That perseverance and hard work gets you to where you want to be, but it doesn't come easy. It's not one straight road. There's been a lot of setbacks, but you can do it just like I did it.